Good afternoon and welcome to the Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open live from Gandia Hotel in Valencia, Spain. Our first match is between KACI and WEI, and they're up against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. FSR is in town along with mighty ROPERO. It's best of 3 sets, races to 4, winner breaks, 30-second shot clock with 1 extension each per rack. It's 10 ball, cool shot then. I'm Mark White, and calling the shots with me in the booth is Big Red. He's back. It's Eric Hallofson. Hello, Eric.
Hey, good to be with you guys, and good to be with you again, Mark. Close match here.
It's been a while. It's been a while, Eric, hasn't it?
Yeah. Good to be back with you. Couple teams that have never played together before, so we'll see how these teams gel.
Yeah,
for some reason. Players on the table.
Yeah, for some reason or other, you know, some players aren't available when others are, so David Al-Kadi should have actually been sitting in that seat, but he got called up for the Mosconi last minute, so had to pull out. Not a bad replacement though, FSR, and look at that for a team as well, WEI and KACI. It's been a while since we've seen FSR. Used to be a regular on the Pro Billiard series, so he knows the format. He's played this before. So here we go then, 2 races to 4. 9's going close. 10 went close as well. Well, look at this. Early 10s do count as well, guys. And I'm wondering, would there be a way to play this 2-9 combo and line the 2-10 up for it afterwards?
Yeah, if Eklund is able to go off the left side of the 9, it could start playing near the 10. I'd be a little worried about maybe lining up with a 10, so probably favoring just landing in near the pocket.
Always love the Scotch doubles. Very entertaining. Great to see 4 fabulous players in the arena all at the same time. A real bonus.
Saw KACI play in the doubles event in Indonesia with his brother Claudio Cat. Wasn't much communication between those 2 players. He's more of the strong, silent type of the table, but got a bit of communication going on here.
Yeah, that was the World Doubles Championships, wasn't it? World Championship, that was. I think these
nice
2 are very suited.
Now.
Yeah, suited to each other, aren't they, Eric? These 2, I think.
Yeah, ROPERO's going to come in as the least accomplished player of the 4, but still very capable in her own right. Oh, there's a miss from Chen. Unexpected.
Yeah, obviously 5-8 is on, so everything available.
See a little bit more communication between ROPERO and Ruiz. Saw this when she played with Jerson Martinez as well in the last doubles event. Kind of just likes a little bit of affirmation from her partner.
Yeah, I hope you've been brushing up on your Spanish, Eric. You did say you would. I don't know whether you've had time or not, or whether you've been giving too many lessons in pool or taking some Spanish lessons. I'm not sure. I'll find out, I'm sure, very soon.
Well, My only chance is that it's a Romance language like French, and I'm decently fluent in French.
Oh yeah,
Still
of course you
haven't.
are,
Still,
coming from Canada.
yeah. Still can't carry on a conversation yet.
Just got to drag this in. Good start for the Spaniards. High five. Sanchez Ruiz having a little bit of fun with the referee there. Went to get the balls out. That's a no-no, as it is in all of the Q Sports now, which is good. Uniformity, I don't mind that.
Yeah, it looks like good communication from Ropero and Ruiz so far. Positive vibes coming off of them.
I thought I was going to say good rapport between Ropero and Sanchez. So yeah, winner breaks in each set, guys. So here we go.
Not an ideal spread there. 7 balls below the first 2 diamonds. So a bit of congestion down near the racking end. Every ball does have a pocket. Tightest cue ball movement will be towards the 4.
Eklund still one of the few players playing with wood. I'm guessing it's the 3-1-4. Wow, what a good effort that was. Does the safety now, or does she go for the bank? No, featuring the bank is there with the 3 up there. So just a safety.
Yeah, might have to lay up behind the 5 here. Ideally, she'd want to come kind of more below the 4-ball stack, and she's thinking about that. Have to draw a pretty path between the 4-8 in that case. Doesn't really have the full cue ball here. I think KACI's telling her safest play is just behind the 5. Just make sure you get the 2 going far enough up table. Just a little light on the speed. 5 looks to be blocking the pocketing angle on the 2. Not an easy safe here. Ruiz is up quick. Looks like he has an idea.
I thought that was nice. Called Mighty over to the table just to tell her what he had on his mind, which I thought was kind of a nice thing to do.
Yeah, it looks like they want to be communicative and at the table together. Part of it is that Ruiz isn't totally sure about the shot. There's nothing obvious here.
It's not often you see him asking, or flummoxed, shall we say, by a shot. It's gone wrong. He didn't like it at all. Got the double kiss. And this is on for Eklund into the side. Doesn't have to play it with any pace, Eric, to stay on the 3, so makes the pot a little bit easier. Got it down.
Straight on the 4 will work here. She's looking at taking an angled shot. I think I'd stay away from it. There is a path between the 9-10 if she does end up with the angle. Risk in getting straight is that the 5 comes into play a little more. Just straight enough that I think he'll hold up the right side of the table. Follow to the short rail and out.
Cued that well.
Yeah, they're in good line now. See if they decide to take the 7 to the side or not. Less cue ball movement involved in that play.
I think they will now, for sure. 7 to the side. It seems to be, as you alluded to, Eric, less distance to travel for position. Be nice to leave it straight, just to run through for the 8. Just off works as well.
Yeah, angle slightly going up table here. See if she gets aggressive or just takes the distance on the 8. 8 ball in a pretty comfortable spot. Really preference here. Try to get closer, but ended up getting further.
Actually, potted a little bit thick, I thought, when I get to the side pocket, a little bit of pace. So on that 5, she just rolled it. She would reply this from WEI and KACI.
First time seeing KACI to break in this match. He's liable to go from the middle, which is a very offensive break. Hits it with lots of power. When he won the World 10 Ball Championships, he broke from the middle. Go from the side rail this time. Big power, balls going everywhere, but nothing leading into a pocket. Looks like a push situation for ROPERO and Ruiz. Ruiz just having a close look to see if the 1 passes the 9. That'll affect where they're deciding to push. Looks like it doesn't, so they're thinking about pushing down to the short rail near the 7. Risk in this is leaving Channa safe behind the 9. But if they freeze the cue ball to the rail, It's tough to slow it up behind the 9.
Yeah, push out, for those of you that don't know. After the break, the incoming player can play what's called a push out. You can push anywhere on the table. You don't have to hit a ball or a rail. You can make any ball as well. If it happens to be the 10, it would come back up. Yeah, giving it back. Don't like it, Eric.
Yeah, I kind of just have to cut the 1 a little too much where it's tough to hold the cue ball behind the 9. I'm sure Ruiz had another idea if he was pushing in this area.
Called the 9 ball. Maybe thinks it will go into the bottom right hand corner. Possibly off the 5 or the 10, or both.
Smart shot there. Might have left the window between the 3-9, but looks like Chen only has the center of the 1. At best, might be covered. Looks like Chen was considering the 1 rail. KACI likes the 2 rail a little more. 9's blocking some of the angle going off both kick paths.
She's not a bad kicker, Wei Chen, and that was a nice little moment there because Eklund suggested something and Wei didn't really like it, and Eklund said, if you don't like it, it's okay. It's ball in hand is the result.
Pretty open table here.
Eklund's a pretty cool, calm customer. Can't really see him getting annoyed or anything over anything that Wei may get wrong. He's just as likely to get a shot wrong as she is, so keeping harmony in the team, very, very important.
Good escape there from Ruiz. Cue ball was kind of going the wrong way. Would have been a lot of trouble coming around 2 rails, so chose to draw out of it. ROPERO has a little too much angle here. She can straighten it out with a bunch of right, but it's a little uncomfortable playing that much spin over this distance. Good shot. Needed the right on the cue ball there to not go behind the 8.
Just to let you know the breaking rules, guys, I've seen a few of you asking what the breaking rules are. It's alternate break between each team. Doesn't matter who makes the 10 ball. A game is a game, it doesn't go into the next one, so it doesn't matter. Whoever makes the 10, it's winner breaks and alternate between the teams. Oh, she's overcut it.
ROPERO.
Bit of deceleration, I think, there, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is 20/20, of course, but that's where I feel like a little bit of over-communication can kind of complicate things a little bit. I think ROPERO was talking about going to the right of the 8, and then Ruiz told her to go to the left of the 8, and then the shot clock's winding down. Just all things that kind of can cloud your brain a little bit when there's over-communication. I have seen ROPERO play in doubles before, though. She just prefers that style, but, you know, just playing devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah, and she did overcut it, so she maybe didn't see the same line as Francisco saw. It's a bounce. Got it. Such a beautiful coloured arena, isn't it? Isn't it lovely colours? The Spanish flag. I did a little fact about the Spanish flag earlier on, Eric. I might do it for you as well, actually. Of course, it's red and yellow. The red represents strength and valour, and the yellow symbolises generosity. If you didn't know that, that's what those beautiful colours on the Spanish flag mean.
Interesting. I'd say that would personify a lot of Spanish people. Early tens count, so we won't have to worry about how the 9 lines up here.
Oh, the fist bump. Do it Wei's way, not your way, Eklund. So 2-1 to Taipei and Albania. The two Spaniards, of course, together. Mighty played on here early this morning, and I still can't see how she lost. She played very well, but just missed some key balls.
Yeah, I did a match with Jasmine Ocean yesterday. She looked very strong. Kelly Fisher had a 4-0, 4-0 win against a strong player from China.
Yeah, that was Zhang Muan who actually beat her, Eric, in Bali. So it was a big win that yesterday for Kelly Fisher over Zhang Muan. And of course the draw for the last 16 will be made tonight, and we will actually have one round of the last 16s at 7:30 this evening, but they still haven't made the draw for that. There's still some ongoing games. Ball in the corner. Seen that a lot today, Eric, the 10 ball.
Yeah, if the bottom right part of the rack is kind of loose, the 10 will start going towards that bottom right corner. Whenever you're hand racking, it's tough to freeze every ball. Some tables just kind of tend to sit similarly, but I have seen that 10 ball go directly in that corner a couple times myself. Lots of cover down the middle of the table here. Nicely played. 2 rail escapes options only for Ruiz. Whenever there's an alignment of balls kind of in the middle, there's a big chance of getting safe because it just blocks off so many angles. That tends to happen more in 10 ball than it does in 9 ball. Not this time. Chen has a defense or offense decision here. Defense is cue ball behind the 8. I think they'll lean towards that.
shot.
Played. Another multiple rail kick coming. Right long rail down to the short rail. Seem to agree on the line pretty quickly.
Yeah, are allowed to talk about it, but you're not allowed to put your finger up where you want the player to hit it or anything like that. Looked like that checked. Looked like she had some right hand spin on it, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, the typical play there would be with left, but the way the cue ball reacted off the second rail, she must have caught a bit of right on it.
I thought it looked pretty good until it hit that second rail, and then it went the other way kind of thing.
So a chance for WEI and KACI to get on the hill. Reasonable rack here.
Yeah, double
and the 10
elimination.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. That was all I wanted to say, Eric.
I'm just gonna say the 9 and the 10 posing the biggest problems as for possibly getting behind another ball.
He's also no more best of 5 sets in any of the tournaments. It's now best of 3. I think that had something to do with the 5 over 5 hour matches we had at some point in the last tournament. So it's been cut down to 3 sets. I think it's enough, Eric, don't you? 3 sets, it's good enough to get a winner. Stuff from KACI and Wei Chen. Hopefully you can hear me, guys. Just sorting out a couple of technical issues. We just love the internet sometimes, don't we, guys? He's called the 10, I believe. I beg your pardon. I was distracted. That's my only excuse there, guys, I'm afraid. I'm not sure what he was looking at before then. Seemed to be eyeing up the 7. There's a real good chance, though, to take this opening set. One leg on the floor, Wei. Or 1 foot on the floor, I should say. Yeah, apologies once again, guys. Hope we didn't spoil your viewing pleasure too much. Eric Hallofson and myself, Mark White, just sorting out a couple of things, and Eric should be back with us very, very shortly. It always amazes me how it works at all with this remote commentary. It's just an incredible technology these days. Eric is in Canada, I'm in Thailand, and of course the tournament is going on in Spain. Getting it all linked up to work permanently. Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So just bear with us. I'm sure there'll be a timeout if Eklund and Wei can finish off this rack here and take the first set. Yeah, you can just stop the cue ball, just replace the 8 with the cue ball, and it should be opening set to the Albanian and the Taiwanese. Always find these doubles matches so entertaining. 4 players for the price of 2, and that's free. Doesn't come much cheaper than that, does it? So Ruiz and ROPERO decide they want to take a timeout. Not sure if Eklund and Wei will do the same. They might be happy just to sit there. I think they are. They're well happy. I'm Mark White, and I'll be back hopefully with Eric Hallofson for the next set very, very shortly. But for now, ta-da. Welcome back, guys, to the Gandia Palace Hotel here in beautiful Valencia. Best of 3 sets, races to 4 in this Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open. Very first matches going on in the doubles. It's been ladies open all the way so far, but we have another round of doubles coming up straight after this, and then we end with the top 16, and that's a disaster. Look, there's a 1-10 on.
Yeah, I caught a little follow on that one. I think the 3 might be blocking the path to the 10, but worst case they can just shoot the 3-10.
What's he going for? He's got a naughty grin on his face, going for the one inside. Yeah, it's 3-10, isn't there? If they need it, it's there as a backup. 7 just a little bit awkward, so that might have a little bit of an influence, Eric, on whether they play the combo or not.
Yeah, combo's very accessible. I think the 1 just barely passed the 3, and they were just considering not having to play the position, but this will do.
Well, a lovely early Christmas present for the Spaniards, and they've got the break back and a rack on the board. Only their second rack so far.
Yeah, WEI and KACI played very good in the first set. Really only the 1 missed ball from ROPERO. Got them in a lot of kicking spots. They actually kicked out of a few tough spots, but just couldn't really get the advantage back once they were put at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you are allowed to ask who breaks. Remember, there's $40,000 to the winners of this event. It's no joke. Okay, it's kind of like a party atmosphere, always, the mixed doubles, but there's a serious side to it as well. $40,000 to the winners, 20 to the runner-up. Not a bad prize at all. And we have another Spaniard as well, Jonas Salto Comino and Exposito, who is in action over on table 2 with Christina Zleteva. And that 10 ball going there again, Eric. It's going there a lot.
Yeah, just the way the balls are racked, it's tracking towards that. The only thing there is if it doesn't go in, it kind of promotes some combos going towards there. Really what you need to do in that spot is just go up after the match and kind of tap the right side of the rack in.
Yeah, I remember when we used to travel to the events, John Lehman always got me to do the tapping. He'd tell me where to tap, and I would tap. Normally, not all of them, but some of them.
See if they favor the 3-6 combo here. That'll be the simpler position. Looks like she's going to draw up and avoid it. Good stroke there.
Played that well. Yeah, Eklund KACI saying good shot. Was a very good shot.
Just couldn't guarantee where the 3 was going to end up off the 6 if they did play the combo. Trusting to execute a little tougher shot and get in good line here.
Well, there's a match still going on in the losers qualification by the looks of my laptop. Yvonne Ullman-Hebler is 1 set each and 2-2 with Jin Yu Hong, the ex-world junior champion, and that's holding up the rest of the draw.
Table opening up nicely now. Path back between the 7-9 for an easy 6.
Still having a few little problems, guys, a few issues. Mark White and Eric Hallerson are your commentators, it says there. Intermittently, albeit just at the moment, but we are working very hard on it. Got the guys, the tech guys, sorting out a little problem. My mum used to say I was always a little problem when I was a kid. Seems to be going into my adulthood as well. So KACI to break off. Got the break back, 1 set each. Booming break, as we've come to expect from KACI, just smashing the bejesus out of them.
Yeah,
nothing
down
down
one
though.
for Ruiz. Looks like the 5's blocking the direct pocketing to the top left. Be a pretty aggressive combo try. It's tempting. Just considering it. No need to get overly aggressive at this point, considering the score line. Still nicely in this match.
we all know what Ruiz is like. He loves to attack, doesn't he? Doesn't like playing safe unless he has to. And there is the safety. Don't think he's got the hook, but certainly not the putting angle, Eric.
Yeah, just the right side of the one here. Kind of tough to cut the one enough to get it going up table. And at that point, if you're cutting it that thinly, it's hard to hold the cue ball. So a bit of a tough spot here.
Watch
considering the
going in
kick.
off.
Yeah. Yeah, just nothing happening off that right side, so they're going to kick at it. Oh, they are going to go directly at it.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Good shot. Yeah, had enough of it to slow the cue ball down. KACI looking nice and satisfied with that one. Gonna have to hit this one with some pace. 4-ball or the cue ball, probably the balls to hit a rail here. Oh, went right around it.
Can't get any closer without actually hitting it, can you? Missed it by a whisker.
Little tempting on the 3 foul here. They'll be on 100% lock up safe behind the 4. Can control the 1 pretty nicely behind the 9. Looks like they are going to go offense. Yeah, just backed off.
Wants it off the rail.
Yeah, I was just going to say that ideally the further the 1 is from the rail, the tougher it will be to hit. This is a tough path here, Mark. All the way between the 5, 3, 8. It is achievable off 3 or 4 rails. 4 rails probably won't play into getting a legal hit as far as hitting a rail afterwards. Great shot. Wow. Only thing he forgot to do was call it. What a shot. Turn over to WEI here.
All good fun.
So be all right. Following angles playing to the left of the side pocket.
Good stuff here from these two. Haven't really put a foot wrong. Similar styles, to be honest, speed-wise.
Yeah, both on the simple side. Both like to play the percentages. As I was saying before, KACI kind of favors just going about the business, not as much communication. It seems like they've communicated well when they have gotten spots where they felt like they needed a little bit of affirmation.
After this rack, guys, I'll give you an update on some latest scores from around the room in the Scotch doubles. Let's see if KACI and WEI can finish this rack off and take a 2-1 lead in the second set and be looking very, very strong for the match.
Not too much angle here, so I think WEI will be looking to get over into the short side of the 9. Playing back into the angle that way. Just to be a little bit careful of the speed here. It's a good shot too, crossed over to the long side. High-level match so far, Mark.
Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this, to be honest. Okay, we had a few little sound issues, but still really, really enjoying this game. Let's give you some updates on scores then from around the room. Kelly Fisher and Alex Kazakis, reigning champions, are 1 set up against Sofia Mast and Dimitris Dakatos. It's 2-2 in the game between Koniga and Feto against Larsen and Goldberg. That's Henrik Larsen, the disabled wheelchair cueist. Very fine player he is as well. Now, Yvonne Ullmann-Hebler should be playing at the moment with Sufi, but unfortunately Yvonne Hebler is still involved in that absolute marathon match. She's just gone 3-2 up in the deciding set, so it could even go to a shootout, that one. Really is a hell of a game, that one. Yeah, and Pia Filler and Dennis Grabet have taken the first set against Kasper Matikainen and Linja Jarlström from Sweden, but it's the Swede and the Finn up 3-1 in the second. Back to this one. WEI to break.
Big power there. 10 ball going towards the top right again, bottom right again. No shot on the 1 though. No balls really near the 10 to have a high percentage combo on it. Ball in hand could change things. Both teams will be looking at winning the battle on the 1 here.
Yeah, I think if that 10 ball, Eric, continues to go over that corner pocket, they're going to have to do something about the racking. They're going to have to tap something, because you can't have that keep happening every single rack.
Yeah, it's the balls on the 4th row. The 3rd ball down to the right on the 4th row. And the ball next to it. If those balls are loose, the 10 will open up towards that corner. KACI just getting rid of it here.
Well, we have a result already in the doubles. Bader Al-Wahadi, Bean Hung have beaten Martins and Monica in 2 straight sets. So a quick one there, Eric.
Yeah, it's an underrated team. Hung is advanced to the single elimination stage in the women's event. He's been getting some stronger results as of late.
I actually bumped into Bean Hung. Bumped into him in Bangkok, believe it or not, Eric. At a billiards expo. All of a sudden I turned round and there was a tap on my shoulder. It was Bean Hung. of all people.
Yeah, she's a very active player. Plays all the WPBA events. Plays in some hayball tournaments. Likely in Thailand with her sponsors at that exhibition.
Yeah.
Good safe there, good distance.
Yeah, haven't done too much wrong, but they find themselves a set down and 2-1 down. That's been some very, very good safety play, Eric, I must say, in this match. The standard has been very, very high.
Yeah, it seems like WEI and KACI have been the first ones to play safe, or the first ones to gain the safe advantage, and ROPERO and Ruiz just haven't been able to come up with that big kick or kicking a ball in.
Not very inviting. This one ball, maybe looking at the bank.
Yeah, it does pass the 7. It's just a little to get enough energy in the cue ball for the safe, but I think you will favor it. Smart shot there.
Yeah,
Typically you'd follow that ball 2 rails across, but just recognize that you wouldn't be able to really get enough energy back behind the 10. So favor that 3-ball stack along the left long rail. Good shot. You wouldn't necessarily consider, KACI wouldn't necessarily come up in the conversations of best kickers or tactical players in the world, but he must play very well considering that he did so well about 3 years in a row at the World 10-ball Championships.
Oh, I was going to scratch off the back of it. It's okay, though. Okay, this 1 is on. Is there any angle on it, though, Eric, to get to the 2? I think so.
I think just a slight
pretty
bit.
Quick.
5's going to play pretty big coming across. Just stroke through this one. Lengthen the follow through a little bit. Keep the rotation in the cue ball. Not there. Might still have the window between the 4 or 5. Nothing offensive, but they'll want to be shooting directly at it. 2 balls decently wired off the 4. But he's calling it in the opposite side. I'm surprised. Or must, oh, he's just looking at the kicking angle. He's going to call it in the left middle. Yeah, tricky one. Had to add a little bit of spin into that, bit of draw. Always tough when you're hitting those awkward cueing points when you're kicking.
Yeah, real chance to get back into it now. 2-2 is way better than 3-1 for obvious reasons. Would be the double hill for the match if KACI and WEI could win this rack, but favourites now to win it are ROPERO and Sanchez Ruiz. Well, this is a tough cut into the side, especially on these pockets. Doesn't have to worry about
nice thing is she can play it at she can play it at pretty slow speed. Still has to be extreme care taken care of when you're playing a ball that's sharply into the side. little less communication now, getting a little more comfortable, getting the feel of the match going. I think this is the way to play when the balls are there. For sure, you know, every 7th or 8th shot, if something outside the box comes up, communication is an advantage. But racks like this, both players know where the cue ball is going. No need to break the rhythm, really.
Yeah, I like that, Eric. It's all about the rhythm, I think, with doubles. It's hard enough already, you know, we're having to share the table with another 2 players, but once you're flowing, just keep going. That's my saying for the night. If you're flowing, keep going.
And the thing is, Ropero actually does play singles at a pretty high pace, too, and so does Ruiz. So I think if, you know, again, the safes can take some consultation, but just getting in that kind of flow, I think, will play well for them.
A bit of whispering there. My school teacher used to say, stop whispering, White. If it's that funny, the whole class wants to hear it.
Nothing on the break here, but nothing on the 1 for KACI and WEI. Five balls tied up with the 7. Possible carom later on in the rack. Might try to draw into the 5 here. Pretty specific shot.
Try to top stump over behind the 6 ball. Got behind the 3-9. It's okay.
Yeah, that was a smart shot there. It's always tough to exactly control draw over that much speed. So he just played it. He actually went at it with high and had kind of the same effect that draw would have had. Tough to know exactly how to hit that one. It takes a lot of experience, but if you do, it actually plays at a better percentage than drawing it.
I was just going to say, Eric, that's a real shot of an experienced player there, isn't it, that you just saw? Look at this for a shot as well. What a return that is. Couldn't have played that any better.
That type of shot plays a lot better on new cloth, too. Sorry, Mark. I'm just going to say that shot plays a lot better on new cloth, too.
Oh, anything you can do, I can do as well.
No rail this time, though.
Oh, no rail, of course. I still forget that, you know, sometimes. Already looking at the possibility of a carom on the 5-7.
Yeah, so Spain gaining the tactical advantage this time. Things looking good for them in this match. They're settling in. Going back to the communication here, but definitely need some with considering how they want to get on the carom and considering if they want to just attack the rest of the rack offensively.
If you haven't noticed, guys, there is the shot clock visible now on the screen, which is a new addition for this year, which is very nice. Always exciting to see the clock running down, getting down to 5, 4, 3, and you're kind of sat in your seat, come on, you've got to hit it soon.
Well, that's another factor in this doubles too compared to the singles. You know, if the clock's running down and you're only thinking to yourself, that's one thing. But if the clock's running down and someone else is talking to you and you have to process it, it's a completely different thing. So clock management a part of the overall success in doubles.
Purposely
They'll
leaving
want to get
a big angle.
Yeah. I actually kind of like getting below it near the short rail. They're talking about being in the middle. Both will work as far as making the 7. I think it's just a little easier to control if you hit it at a slow speed. Maybe worrying about getting too close to the short rail and the carom not being there. Well, they did go down in the end.
Yeah, good call, Eric. Now should be elementary. I do love hearing the Spanish language. I actually said yesterday, oh, it hasn't gone. I actually said yesterday, if I wasn't born English, the only other country I'd like to be born would be Spanish, and my name would be Marco.
Siesta would be your favorite time of the day, probably.
I do love a siesta, but I also love a fiesta.
Who doesn't? Not actually sure what happened on the 5 there. I don't think she would have missed the carom by that much. I think she actually might have been trying to play directly in. Just a bit of a weird spot where they felt like they could actually pocket it past the 7. But advantage back to WEI and KACI here.
Good idea. Very good idea. Terrific shot, that.
Guaranteed hit for Ruiz here. He'll be targeting the 7. Not very high percentage, so considering some kick saves that might not involve the 7. I think he's got to go, though, and he is.
No.
Just off. Yeah, Spain was looking good, but just got tripped up on the 5-7 there. And this chance for KACI and WEI to get back on the hill in the second set.
You nearly said Albania then, didn't you?
Yeah, I was so used to saying it from the World Doubles. We did so many matches. Yeah.
Great chance this to get on the hill now. That missed carom. It's going to cost them this rack for sure. Could cost them the match. I think it's KACI to break from memory. Although don't trust my memory.
Yeah, this team's looking good, Mark.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think they gel very, very well together, to be honest, Eric. Similar pace. Both very methodical, I think is a good word to use there. But Weiwei's English is great. That sometimes is a language barrier. but not with WEI. She travels with Kelly a lot and they room together a lot also. So her English is probably the best out of any of the Taiwanese.
And I can tell that
of course, is
KACI.
okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, I can tell that KACI kind of trusts her too. So, you know, if she's comfortable with another shot, he's not going to force her into something that she's not comfortable with. And I think that's important.
I think she's the world #1 at the moment in the women's game. Certainly in the WPBA rankings. Plays a lot of those tournaments as well. There goes that 10 again, look. Eric. Really have got to do something about that.
Yeah, it's always tracking towards the corner, and it's affected a couple games in this match. It's actually gone in a couple times. But even the fact that it's going in, it really shouldn't. So something they have to look at for sure.
I mean, it's nice, of course, because it counts as a ball down when it does go down, but you don't really want that ball going down or over that pocket every time.
Looks like she's going to have to draw this safe. Try to get the cue ball back to the middle of the short rail. 2-ball can play near the 10. Great shot, too.
Good
Always
shot.
a smart play, playing the cue ball near a rail. Near a ball behind the rail.
WEI is certainly one of the better players on the women's tour for kicking ability and safety, along with Jasmine Ocean. I put right up there as well. And of course a few of the Chinese and Taiwanese. But they've got good teachers, you know. I know WEI works with the Ko brothers quite a lot, as does Kelly. Any free time that Kelly has, she's over in Taiwan in between tournaments. Doesn't really have a home anymore in the UK. She's kind of just living out of a suitcase, really. She was in Taiwan warming up for the World Hayball Championships, which she won in Brisbane, Kelly Fisher. And she was practicing on a Chinese 8-ball table. They've got Chinese 8-ball. They've got a Duya 9-ball, like Chinese table. They've got Rason. They've got all the different tables in there for all the different tournaments, which is a very, very cool idea.
Yeah, sounds like a great training center.
Yeah, and the best part is they're picking Ko Pin Yi and Ko Ping Chung's, you know, asking them questions all the time and picking up pointers from them. And there's fewer better players in the world at that than those two, at the safety game and the kicking and the jumping for that matter as well.
Especially on this Pro Billiard Series with the hand rack, you're not going to see as many break-in runs, so kicking and playing safe is a big part of the game on this tour.
Yeah, and she's followed that up with the WPBA event, of course, just last week. So 2 tournaments in a row. She's playing very, very hot at the moment, Kelly Fisher, and they're 1 set up and 2 racks up, along with Alex Kazakis up against Sophia Maston. Kazakis' good friend and travel partner, Dimitris Lukatis. So a bit of a nightmare draw for the Greeks there. And another result, Eric, to bring you Seosawa and Victor Zelensky have beaten Max Benko and Valeri straight sets.
Yeah, look out for that team too. Two world-class players playing together. Seo has played with Maciol a couple times in the mixed doubles, and he actually is in Spain this week. A little surprised they're not playing together again, but possibly couldn't make it quite in time for the start of the mixed doubles.
Yeah, you never know, do you? So many different tournaments going on. Zlateva and Exposito over on table 2 are 1 set all with Shashaliu and Konrad Musician, another great Polish player, and that's not a bad team either, is it, Eric?
For sure.
So this is for the win. It's 9-ball and 10 for a very convincing 4-1, 4-2 victory. And to be honest, the Spaniards didn't do too much wrong.
Great play from KACI and WEI.
The handshakes all around, high fives from WEI and Mighty. The hug as well, look, from FSR there. They're not out, they've got another chance. Don't forget the referee, you've got to shake his hand. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We've got more doubles action coming up for